Ami with Balance Wellness, Yoga Therapy, and Ayurveda here. And today I'm going to go over a sequence for insomnia. You can use this sequence either at night before you go to bed, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're having trouble falling back asleep. It's best to practice it before you go to bed so that you can learn it and do it on your own at your own pace. We're going to need some props today. A wall and a couple of different props, maybe a bolster, and it's just going to depend on your flexibility, or some blocks. If you own a sandbag or a weighted blanket, these are great for sleep difficulties. And of course, a blanket is always good to have as well. We're going to do a whole portion of poses with our head down, and what you need is going to depend on your flexibility. This asana sequence is not to get a huge stretch. I've designed it to help us unwind and settle our nervous system and our minds, quiet that monkey mind. So I invite you to take a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Nice, long, slow breath out. Slow breath in through your nose. And this time, as you exhale through your nose, see if you can extend that exhalation. We want to make our exhalations slightly longer than our in-breaths. Nice, long, slow breath in. But an even longer, slow breath out. And this sends a message to the nervous system that it's safe to relax and let go. So let's see if we can maintain this breath throughout our practice. If your mind is all over the place, you'll have to redirect it, and redirect it back to the sensation of breathing in and lengthening that exhalation out. At the end of your next exhalation, go ahead and softly open your eyes and let your peripheral vision be wide and soft. Be sleepy-eyed, unfocused. Come up to a standing position. We're going to do Aja Asana, or goat stance. Take your feet outer hip width apart and turn your toes slightly in. If you have knee issues and that bothers your knees, keep your toes straight ahead. Bend your knees slightly, but don't let them get knock-kneed. Keep them straight ahead. And we want to have our shoulder girdle directly over our pelvic girdle and base of the skull directly over the tailbone. Take your belly back. And one hand over your belly and the other hand cupped over that. And again, close your eyes. And come back to your breath. Nice, slow, deep breath in. Even longer, slower breath out. Bring your awareness to your feet and make sure you're not collapsing to the inner edges of your feet or knees. Let your thighs be relaxed. And then return to your breath. Aja Asana, goat stance, helps upon vayu, the energy of elimination, to flow down and out. In many of us, when we have insomnia, our nervous system is on hyper alert, and the apana vayu is actually moving up. We've aggravated vata, and we won't be able to sleep until we settle our nervous systems. Slowly straighten out your legs, turn your toes forward, release your hands. Feel how grounded and rooted your pelvis and legs and feet are. And then we're going to take a wide stance. So here's where you're going to have to do this according to your body. We want to be able to get the crown of our heads on something. So, you may need to get really high depending on your hamstrings, or if you're flexible like me, you might be fine with just a block. See, the crown of my head comes down, and you don't want a huge stretch in your legs. So make sure your toes are pointing straight ahead. You may need, a bolster and a block. Do whatever you need to get that crown of your head down. And come back to your breath. Nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Even longer, fuller breath out. From now on, we're trying to keep our head down. And the reason why we're doing this is because having our head down helps to quiet our minds. So from here, place your hands on the floor. Lift your head just ever so slightly, but have your head dangling and heel toe your feet a little closer together. Bring one knee down and then the other. And you're going to turn to the long side of your mat. We're going to do a supported child's pose. So for some of us, just legs together and forehead on the block is fine. If you have tighter hips and you can't sit on your heels, then you may need like a bolster, and you sit on the bolster. And then you'll still need the blocks, probably two. You want them to be the same height. And you kind of make a bolster extension with some space for your mouth and your nose. You may want to stack your hands, place your forehead on top of your stacked hands. So whatever you're doing, your forehead is down. And you're coming back to your breath. Nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Nice, slow, deep breath out through your nose. Holding supported child's pose. Lengthening your exhalations. Sliding your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, come up. Keep your head low. Sit off to one side. Remove those props. And we're just gonna shimmy right with your hip near a wall. And what you do is lay back as you simultaneously stretch your legs up. Now, if you're not flexible in your hamstrings, you're going to be much farther away from the wall, and that's fine. If you have a weighted blanket or a sandbag, you can put the sandbag on your feet. It's a little tricky to do it. You bend your knees, you place your sandbag on your feet, bring them to the wall, and stretch your legs straight. And you can then adjust it with your toes. Or you can place the sandbag on your pelvis, your belly, a weighted blanket over your upper half of your body. The weight really helps. Vata is light, and that heavy quality helps to settle our agitated nervous system. This pose is not recommended if you're on your first 3 days of your moon. So if you're menstruating, you can skip this pose. Instead, you can just lay on your back with a sandbag on your thighs or a weighted blanket or a regular blanket. Nice, slow, deep breath in. Nice, slow, deep breath out. You can stay here for a few minutes or even 10 to 15 minutes. When your mind feels settled and you start to feel sleepy, you can slowly slide your feet down the wall. Or remove your sandbag and just have your feet on the wall. And then roll over onto your side in fetal position. We want to transition really slowly to keep our nervous system settled. And then hopefully from here you'll just crawl into bed and go to sleep. But if you want to, you can press yourself up, let your head be the last to come up. And take a comfortable seat. And this is a great place to meditate for some time. And so try this practice a couple of times on your own, altering the length so that you can settle your mind. I hope this has been helpful. Sweet dreams. Be well.